Welcome to the Healing Spirits Here and There podcast with Terri and Amanda, where you'll hear spiritual perspectives, weird mediumship experiences, and try intuitive and trust-building exercises for yourself. Join us every Friday. Like and subscribe to never miss a show, and let's get started. Welcome to the Healing Spirits Here and There podcast. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Terri, and it's February 3rd, and we are starting our month off with loving or dating ourselves. But first, before we go into that, I want to go back to our last podcast, and that was on the 27th, and there was a football game, but we pre-record our stuff. So when we talk, there's not a Seahawks game today, but Amanda did the pendulum, and it said that the 49ers would win. And then I wasn't happy with that, so I wanted to double check. Being that this makes sense, I said the Seahawks would win. And I'm giving you this because I told you I think I can manipulate the pendulum because I solely really wanted them to win. Okay? Where Amanda doesn't really have an attachment to football games, right? And I don't watch them all the time, but when I do, I really want them to win. So I just wanted you to know, if you practice your pendulum and you got things wrong, or, oh, Terri and Amanda did this and this and this, that's just a prime example.
Yeah. So the fact that, Terri, that you double checked my answer to see if it was wrong, that's just like an indication that you really didn't like the answer that I got. And so there could have been a little, manipulation there on your part.
A little.
Yeah.
But when I ask questions for somebody else, I have no attachment to it. And in my head, I was trying not to have any attachment to it. But hey, I'm blue and green all the way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the whole purpose of kind of testing it and figuring out what your tools are and if you're able to use it. Just like me, I'm not allowed to use the pendulum,
Right.
And if you watch the last episode, you'll know why. So
yeah. It's not that you're not allowed to use it. No one
Right.
told you weren't. You have set up your own boundaries of what's not okay and what's okay for you. Correct. Right.
And
right. So
at some point I'll be cool with using it, but because I don't have enough discipline and I get wild using it for now, I'm just, holding back on that.
Right. Yeah. So, you were going to talk about why it's important to know, love, and accept ourselves.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just, important totally in life, for everything, to attract the right partner, attract the right friends, attract the right jobs. It's, everything around you is really dependent on how you see yourself and treat yourself, because your outer world is usually a reflection of your inner world. So, there was a time when I didn't think of myself at all, and I put my needs so low that, for example, when I was at work, if I had to go potty or I had to go to the bathroom, I would sit there and wait and wait and wait until I would almost pee my pants. And that's so stupid, right? This is a terrible example, but I'm just sharing it to show you that I didn't even care about myself enough to be like, it's okay for me to put a pause on what I'm doing for other people right now to go use the restroom. And on top of that, I felt ashamed, like I was gross or there was something wrong with me for having to go to the bathroom. I don't know why, but I also didn't like eating in front of people, and so I wouldn't eat when I was at work sometimes. And it's just, you don't want to live like that. And so how do you think I was attracting people in my life at that time? Do you think the people that I was hanging out with or the partners that I was interested in me were very nice?
No. They probably didn't think much of themselves either.
Exactly. And they treated me how I treated me, which was really crappy. And so that's why I mean, everyone's situation is different, but that's how I learned a lot about self-love and acceptance, is because if I view myself like not very important, other people are going to do that too. And so when I started doing my inner work, my environment around me really, really changed. And it took some time, but more people were like coming in, and like this new circle of friends, new work, new all kinds of things that were way more nurturing to me. Um, and loving in new ways that I had not really experienced, outside of my family and everything. But anyways, that's my reason why it's so important, because you have to love you and you have to respect you and have healthy boundaries, because you teach people how to treat you,
Right.
you know?
Well,
And so,
that's perfect, because not really, but it is great that you're sharing this, because that to me was all energy. What you were putting out, you were attracting.
yeah.
And that's prime part of what we're going to talk about today is
Mhm.
what we put out, we get back. It's just energy or whatever. But before we would go into that, I would say to those who are wondering, wait a minute, what are we talking about? What is this mediumship? What is this? You know what I mean? But it's same thing, because if you're going to be a conduit to spirit, this is what I call myself, or to a partner, or to anybody, a friend, anybody that you have said, you have to be in the right mind to attract that right energy or to give those right messages. If you're all gunked up with crap, then you're not going to be able to be your best. How do you say opposite? How do you say that
Au-
word?
Authentic.
Self. Yeah,
Yeah.
that word. Oh my
Mhm.
God, that was such a
Mhm.
terror face. Um, that was such a face. But that's why we're talking about this. It's still part of mediumship. It's still part of energy. We have to grow.
Absolutely.
We have to make our vessel the best that it can be in whatever circumstances we are in,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, because think about, if you're low, if you're not in a good place, how do you think you're going to connect with a higher source, or like say with your loved ones who have passed, or whoever? You're not at the same frequency. They may not be able to reach you, you know?
Right.
So, mhm.
Or your connection to them isn't right. It's just like if you're in all this chaos and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
not to say that I don't have chaos or you don't have stuff going on. We all do. It's just like, are we able to just say, okay, I need to move into this chair right now because today I'm a medium, and then tomorrow I can go back to being whatever I was, right?
Yeah.
But the goal for me would be to try to be in that harmony place, all the time, as most as I can. But we're human, and we're faulty.
Yeah. Well, and things come up that throw you off, plot twist. So, it's a lifelong journey of picking yourself up and dusting yourself off, and always keep trying to stay in balance and stay in harmony within yourself, so your outer world will reflect that too, as much as possible.
Well, some people would think, well, I got a pretty good going on. I don't really have this, and that going on or whatever. But then some people are really trying hard to get out of it. And again, I'll talk about the ruts in the road. They just turn around and you're in this little funky rut in the freeway, and then you want to bring yourself out. So we have to keep putting those positive things out there in front of our face. So we'll have the best mind, body, soul healing as best as
Mhm.
we can. However, sometimes some spirit says, "Oh, they're just doing what they're supposed to do. Oh, look at them. Look at Terri. Oh, she's doing such a good job. Let me throw her this and see how
Mhm.
she responds.
Right. Yep.
Will she
Maybe
go
it's like
helter skelter, or will
Mhm.
she handle it? If you can handle it, doesn't say it doesn't hurt or bother you, but if you can handle it, dude, we are on the right path.
Yeah. I
Practice.
mean, maybe it's something that helps you level up. Like, this is a lesson you need to learn, or new skills that you need that you're going to help other people with in the future, like cope with things. There's a million reasons you could be going through something right now or stuck, on a certain topic or situation or person in your life. And so there's always something to be learned from the situation. But you got to pick yourself up and move on. And if you've been waiting for someone to, come sweep you off your feet or someone to come save you, go step into the bathroom and look in the mirror because it's you. You're with you every day. You talk to yourself every day. You feed you, you take care of you. The road to your success is through you and not anybody else. And so it's really easy to assign emotional happiness and things like that to other people in your life. But, take it from me. It is an inside job. And I know that is corny. And I know people have said that, but it is just true because you're the one who chooses every day, how you're going to, and it's not always easy. But anyways,
that's true. But I was wrestling around because you said something and I said, oh my God, I wrote that down today. Look at her talking about things that you have no idea what I wrote down.
Oh,
but it
really?
says, because it goes like, I can only control my decisions, my actions, and my reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you can apply those in any situation that you're doing, it's almost like you have to stop, think, observe, and plan what's going to come out of your mouth. Terri doesn't do that very well. Terri goes like this and shit flies out. So, but I wrote that for my mirror when we talk about the things that we do for each other, but I made this little heart. So, but that was one of them. I was so excited that it just came out of your mouth. That to me is validation of, hey, she said it in a different way, but this is exactly what was the way I seen it. It doesn't matter how you do things or I do things, as long as it's in a positive way for your highest good, then you can't go wrong.
There you go. You can't go wrong.
So,
well, cool. So we kind of wanted to talk about, before we really get started, even more on like specifics of loving yourself, dating yourself, whatever we want to call it for February, Love Month. We wanted to start with just releasing some stuck or negative energy, just kind of a little cleansing palette for your body, right? Just kind of like, let's let some stuff go so there's room for more good stuff to come in. And so we're just going to take really quick, do a small visualization. So if you're driving, please don't do it or anything like that. Just do it later. So
don't close your eyes on the road. Don't close your eyes
while you're driving.
Okay, go ahead and get comfortable. Take a deep breath in, hold, and release. Now I want you to imagine you have roots starting to grow out of your toes and the bottom of your feet. And those roots are going deep, deep, deep into the ground below you, going through the soil and the mud and rocks. Whatever you see in the ground, your roots are going through. Deep, 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 deeper into the ground, connecting with the earth. And they keep going deeper until you come across a big, huge cavern. And in that cavern is a huge stone right in the middle. Let your roots go deep all around this cavern and connect with that big stone in the cavern, noticing what color and type it is. And you feel energy from that stone in that cavern and the earth going back up the roots, up, 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 up the roots to the bottom of your feet. And that beautiful earth energy is going through your feet and your ankles, through your calves and your knees, through your thighs, your hips, your abdomen, going all up your spine and up your chest, through your shoulders, down your arms and elbows, forearms, wrists, and out your fingers, and going up into the remaining areas up your neck and your head space, and just feeling this beautiful, calming, clearing energy from Mother Earth all around you. And now I want you to imagine a big, huge, blazing, beautiful sun in the sky. And you can feel the warmth, and it's just warming your face and your hair, your shoulders. And now I want you to imagine that at the top of your head, you have a little hole the size of a golf ball. And the sun goes down through that hole into your head space, just clearing out anything old, dark, negative, stuck. And that sun just keeps going down through your eyes and your nose and your jaw and your neck, clearing any old, heavy, stuck energy, going down your spine, your arms, your fingers, clearing, nurturing, cleansing, and lightening your whole body, going down through your chest, through your hips, through your thighs, warming, cleansing, down through your knees, down through your legs and ankles, pushing anything heavy or negative or stuck down and out your feet, feeling lighter and brighter, and seeing anything that doesn't serve you coming out your feet. You can even see a gray or dark color just leaving your feet, leaving your body, leaving you more open and available for new things. Now go ahead, and when you're ready, open your eyes.
Okay, great. I hope we all feel a little bit more cleansed and ready to bring in some good stuff.
Yeah, let's bring it. Bring it. Oh, I would thought we were going to talk about how self-care. Are you doing it? How are we doing it? And so I put two different things out on my my Facebook Medium page.
Okay.
One a few days ago and one yesterday, and I'm going to read the responses. One of them had more responses than the other one. I don't, maybe it's the time that I released them or whatever. And I'm not going to mention names. I might call somebody out though. But for if I said, if you took yourself on a date, what would you do on that date?
And
One
these are
said,
just
buy rose.
sorry. These are
Go
just some
ahead.
ideas for you guys from some real clients of Terry's of what people are currently doing. So if you're like, I don't know how to get started here, here's what people are doing.
Exactly, because we all do it differently. We all see it differently. So
Yes.
these are a few. I'm going to go a little fast, not let anybody say anything in between, so I can get them all out there. Go buy roses, dinner, movie, and that she's done that for a few times. I go get coffee and crawl into bed to binge watch a show. I take a drive to the mountains so conversations can happen naturally, and I stop for a coffee or a meal. One packs a picnic and enjoys a lovely garden, chocolate and wine, of course. She goes to the bookstore and buys herself a book, a bookmark, and a journal. And then I buy myself a large white chocolate mocha and a pastry of some sort. The last thing I do is find a comfy couch and read as I enjoy my treats. That
Aw.
one was really into it, right? This one
Yeah.
is I go on a nice long drive with some snacks and stop for coffee, eat at a place I've never tried, and find a quiet place to read. One goes out for lunch on the water somewhere, then a nice walk, then a glass or two of wine and a hot tub and a hot bath, and then a
Mm.
massage and then bed. And you can use your imagination, I guess, right? So start with a cup of coffee, date at a coffee lounge, then a nice stroll through a local shop, drive to the beach, all bundle up with buckets and scoops in hand with a goal to find what's hagstones, but every stone will
Hmm.
do. Talk, listen, talk, listen. I think a hagstone is a stone with a hole in it. Is that right?
I don't know.
I do. I think it is. I think that's what it is. We'll have to look that
Hmm.
up.
Okay.
What did you think about? Now that was um, date yourself.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Like taking yourself on a date.
right.
Okay.
And some of these people are married, but this is still what they do. They take themselves on a date. The other list that I put out there was, what do you do for self love? One gets gussied up with earrings, necklace, and the whole shebang. And then, even if she doesn't go anywhere, but she usually goes and gets her coffee. One does yoga and spends time in nature and rest. I'm making sleep a priority,
Yeah, it's important.
right?
Hmm.
Taking a candlelit bath with a half a gallon of lavender in it,
And a pound of Epsom salt.
right? She has her own pod going. Um, then one is I start every morning. What are you laughing
That's like 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt, but 1 pound will still
at?
work.
Well, I just like, wow, she's got her own pod going. I start every morning having coffee with my hummingbird friend, who I have lovingly named Chatty Cathy. He is
Aw.
very talkative. I also spend time tending to my plants and listening to music, and it's a really great day. I get to soak up the sunshine. One does a pedicure, lunch with friends, beach, or drive to the woods. I relax and do nothing, someone says. One meditates in nature. We got that again. They get their nails done, spa time, and so much I can do. I like doing things alone.
Mm,
You know, there was a time in my life where I didn't want to be alone, not to go to the grocery store, not to do anything. I had my own alone phobias. I have the U version app on my phone and read the verse of the day. I love starting my day with a conversation with God. I love to bake for others and cuddling with my dog.
mm.
One says skincare and hair care.
Mm.
And this person, which I don't call out names, but Mr. J, I'm calling him out because he's very supportive on my page and he interacts with all these things. And this isn't just about women. This is about men too. And I'm so thankful that my J guy here chimed in with, I work out and try to eat healthier,
Mhm.
right? Good
Great.
job, right?
Mhm.
One says they read, eat special snacks, and do their nails. I read the daily Bible verse, take baths with bath salts, which also gently detox, eat better, drink more water, and self talk. One meditates and has healthy boundaries.
Mhm.
Ding, ding.
Mhm.
And one reads actual books versus, yeah. Well, and I love that we had a
Yeah.
conversation going on in that because I love real books. You know, I like to
Mhm.
dog ear them. I like to smell them. I like to highlight in my books, but I can't do all that on the ebooks or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, sleep was another one in there, and that was all of them. And now that subject was, what do you do for self love? A
Mhm.
prime example of both of those.
Mhm.
So, Amanda, what do you do for self love?
So self-love, I do take Epsom salt baths a lot. That just comes easy, like candles, listen to healing music, read a book,
Mhm,
I like to get massages, do like
mhm,
some body work. I used to go get acupuncture all the time. I haven't got it in some time, but I think it's really good for preventative things too.
mhm.
Even if you don't have anything wrong, I like to get that just for relaxation.
Okay.
Um, and then something I used to do, I guess you could consider it maybe like the date part,
Mhm.
is I used to once a year drive to the Oregon coast and go stay somewhere for a couple days just by myself and just go sit in front of the water, just listen to the waves. I love being by the water and just
Mhm.
being outside is something that is healing for me too. Even if it's my backyard, just go be outside in the sunshine because the sun is so healing. It feels so healing to me. And so that's
Absolutely.
things that I've done. What about you?
Well, yeah, because if we're all energy and we're all part of source, right? Then that
Mhm,
sun is just boom, 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 wake you up. Vitamin D, here we come, right?
mhm, mhm.
I used to think the only self care I needed was getting my hair and nails done. If my nails were done, I was good to go. But then I'm like, oh, I'm good. But COVID came and then I stopped doing my nails. And then I went through this thing about doing what was right for my body and how I felt it. And
Yeah.
because I got my nails off during COVID, I mean, I'm also a hairdresser and a nail tech, and I could do my own nails, but I got rid of them and didn't do them anymore to heal my nails. And then I stopped coloring my hair, and I just didn't want to put the things that can absorb into my body. Everybody else can do
Mhm.
it. Do I miss my nails? Oh, hell yes. I miss those pretty nails. But that's what
Yeah.
I do. I do acupuncture every month, at least once, sometimes twice. I try to get the massage once a month. And since January's happened, I'm trying to do something every single month with just me and my friends. So, like this
Mhm.
month, there's four of you. And so it'll be your mom and you, my friend Lucy, and I. We're going to go do something fun this month. And
Yeah.
so that's what I think is self love. I would love to read, but no, that's not happening. That's not, it's not happening. But that's
Yeah.
my self love. Take myself on the date? Don't know, never done it.
I've
Never
gone to
done
the
it.
movies by myself, gone and pick up like snacks and go to the movies. I've only done it a couple times. But for me, then I was always sad because then it's like if something was funny, I wanted someone to laugh with. So that's not, I tried, but found that wasn't my thing that fills me up.
Mhm. You know, sometimes we're fearful of things and they sound stupid to others, like, God, that is so stupid. But if we're in fear or we're sad or we can't grow and go on because we have this blockage, right? When you
Yeah.
talk about the movies, I have only gone to the movies. Well, in all the years that I have not done it but once. And I have can tell you that maybe 5 times I have gotten as far as the parking lot and just even would put my mom on the phone and said, Mom, I'm in the parking lot of the movie theaters. I'm really going to try to go in by myself. And she's like,
Mhm.
okay, you could do this. Now, my mom does this maybe on a bi-weekly thing for her whole entire life. She likes to go and do these things, right? I just can't fathom being alone in there and doing this. I don't know what it was. So I picked, and then I drove home. I never made it inside. So then the next time I went back in, I picked a movie. I'll never forget this as long as I live. Megorium's Wonder Emporium.
Okay. I never watched that.
It was like a magical bookstore that comes to life by
Mm.
believing in magic, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so it wasn't going to be anything that scared me. It wasn't going to make me anything cry. However, I did cry in it. But but had I been with somebody, I would have looked over and seen if they were crying. But it was just me. But that was
Mhm.
it. I have a friend who moved to California now, Kim, and she can go to a restaurant by herself, and that was another one that I just couldn't do.
Mhm.
I didn't know what to do with myself.
Awesome.
So I can do that now. I can do that. I don't I
Good.
if I do it, I won't take my phone in.
Yeah, because I've gone to eat by myself too, and I don't want to sit there and look at my phone. I don't know.
Mhm.
So
So
I
if
get,
I'm trying,
I get that.
but it's not something I do all the time.
Yeah. And it's like, it's okay. And it's good to push yourself out of your comfort zone too, because like for me going to the movies alone, it turns out it's not my thing, but it could have been, and I may have never tried it. So, try those things that you aren't sure about because you might really love them. You just don't know.
Mhm.
So,
True.
mhm,
Like I'm going to throw your mom under the bus. So
mhm.
Because when we're going, like if we go to yoga or we went to Seattle and she's like, well, I don't do yoga. I don't want to do yoga. It's not her thing.
Mhm.
But she agreed to go and try.
Yeah.
So, and then afterwards she was like, oh, that wasn't so bad. But sometimes we just have it like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Mhm.
Right.
Oh
So
yeah, and I
just
forgot.
that your mom said, yeah, I'm going to try. I'm like,
Yep.
now
Yeah.
you can tell me you like it or you don't, but you don't get to tell me you don't
Exactly.
like it if you don't do it.
Yeah, and that's how I tried acupuncture the first time is I used to try and schedule something for myself once a month or every couple months that I've never done before. And things that kind of scared me or, intrigued me. And acupuncture was one. And back when there was like Groupon, if anybody remembers that, there was acupuncture on a Groupon. And I was like, seems weird. I want to try it. So I randomly went and then I loved it. I totally fell in love with it and ended up working at an office, an acupuncturist office for a while and learned about it and got to do it
Wow.
all the time. And, that one seemingly random action led to a really different, ooh.
That's me.
Is it your acupuncturist? Hello,
Well,
hello.
who calls me on Sunday? Are you serious right now? I hope they don't leave a message.
That's a message for everyone to go and try acupuncture. Just kidding. And also, I want to mention to everyone that your self care and your self dating can look wildly different than somebody else's because everybody's going through different things. You may go get a pedicure, and that's going to help you feel good, like you cared about yourself, or you may need help getting out of bed right now, and so doing something that motivates you or giving yourself something special in the morning that you get to look forward to that helps you get out of bed. That might be self-care for you. You know, it's just going to be different for everybody. So when you hear certain things, you might think, well, maybe that seems shallow to me. That wouldn't fill me up. That's okay. Everybody's different. So just take the parts that resonate with you, you know, and add what you feel in your heart can help you.
Right. Right. That's perfect. Um, when I wake up in the mornings, I would hope that people would do this. I was working on some stuff I want to share really quick. Is in the morning, I'm going to put this up, and I don't know if it's backwards, but this is what I look at every morning. Can you see it?
It says, believe we all have the power to heal. Happiness starts with you.
Right. When I wake up, this is on my ceiling.
Okay.
So when I roll over, this is what I wake up and see. So I'm all about affirmations. I like cutting things out. We talked about the making that class where we do a reflection board, and I like to do it in cards. And I have an example for when and if we do that. I think we're gonna. I just haven't picked out a date, but it's like this, and then I laminate them, and I just put a cluster of stuffs together. And I don't know if are they backwards to you?
No,
Okay,
no,
fine.
I can see it.
And then I do it two-sided, and so dream and believe and trust. And so that's that. And then I have the bookmark ones. These ones happen to sit at my desk, and then I flip them depending on what's going on. So today I decided to make some hearts. Okay. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to read the few that I came up with by flipping through different books. By all means, this sounds like some pretty good stuff, but it's not all just out of my head. Some of it is, some of it ain't. I will never, ever abandon myself. So I'm putting that on my mirror. The energy you put out is the energy that's returned. We kind of talked about that, right? The
Mm-hmm.
energy. Today, I will be grateful for 10 things. That's a lot, huh? I will smile at 10 things or people,
Mm.
even if I'm smiling at myself. But I have the cats that really entertain me.
For you to
You are now,
smile. For you
they
to
do,
smile.
like,
Yeah,
right. I said, you are now walking the right path.
I like it.
The little bumps are a part of it, and it's okay, right? Don't say I can't. If you go for a job interview and you at the wrong door, or they didn't answer or whatever, and then you think, well, that was a sign that I'm not supposed to be doing this, and then you kind of have to think twice about it, and then all of a sudden something comes back in, but yet you get back in the door and you get that job or school class or whatever. I just don't let the little things deter you. 10 little things on the same thing, yeah, maybe we should look at something else, maybe. This one is hard because it's a letter to yourself. And it's like, I forgive myself for neglecting you, saying awful things about the way you look, and not feeding you right. And this is like my letter to my body ish.
Yeah,
And my
no, we're
last,
actually going to do that. So we're going to do that activity. Not today.
oh, I'm so excited.
It's just we'll talk about it more, but we are going to do that.
But that's good because I don't think we're not all alone like that. Like when we podcast, I'm like, oh my God, do you see those wrinkles? I better put bangs. I'm going to take bangs now so you don't see this, right? Because we're really hard on ourselves, right?
Definitely
But,
our worst critics, of course.
right. And my last one, I think we were talked about, is I can only control my decisions, my actions, and my reactions, followed by not my monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we just don't wake up every day and think that life is just going to hand us a shit show, right? But sometimes it does.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then what do you do with all these hearts?
Well, I'm going to write them better, but that was my example for today. And I'm going to laminate them. And then the one starts on the bed, it's on the ceiling, it's already there. And then I go and brush my teeth, right? And take my medicines, my vitamins, and I'm going to put several on a mirror. I'm actually going to heart shape them in the mirror. So I'm surrounded with a heart frame around my face. And then when I go downstairs, the next thing I do is go to the coffee pot. And there's one on the coffee pot. And then I'm going to put one in the car. And that way, it doesn't matter where I'm at. If something happens, someone cuts me off and I want to go to that negative, be that one thing. I don't know why did they cut me off? Why am I going to get mad about it? Can they see me? Can they hear me? No, I'm only upsetting myself. But maybe there's a family emergency. Maybe they've had a bad day. I don't know what's going on with them, not my monkeys. Right?
Right. And then you have your heart right there to remind you of something positive that you want to focus on instead of all that.
Right. Now, if we were doing that class, or if I'm telling you to do it now, I just gave you a prime example if you saw it. But you do too. Take it totally different on the other side of it, because maybe you're having a really bad day or you had a bad night and you don't know how the next day is going to go. You want your most positive affirmation and you just flip it over. I tape them to the mirror, but you could just, that's why I laminate them, for the moisture don't get in them. I could stick it in my purse. You can make so many in one certain shape. You could shuffle them as your own affirmation deck, and it's personal to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
What makes you happy? You're having a bad day. Oh, let me just pull this. Whatever this is, I'm going to do this, right?
Yeah.
Carry them with you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spread them throughout the house. But then I have found this yesterday, and it's The Power of Love by James Van Praagh, right? And it's an affirmation deck of cards, and there's really pretty little spacey stuff out here. And inside, everyone has a heart. I just felt like I found this deck at the very right time for us, right? And so we could draw a card for everybody for the one thing today. This is just what I do. So those of you that do play the 1, 2, 3s, the ABCs, pick a blah, blah, blah on my page. This is what I do when I say, oh, we're looking for what everybody needs to hear today. And I do this until sometimes it takes a while. So, there it is. Did you see that? It flipped. Oh, I love this because some people call this their God source, joy, right? And so the card is
Mhm.
joy. You delight you delight in the love of life and bring a spirit of fun to all that you do.
Mm.
I think that's amazing, right? Because look at what we've been talking about.
Mhm.
So all these signs and symbols, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe everything happens for a reason, and I do believe in synchronicities, which is different.
Yeah.
So if like, watch for the signs that you keep seeing. I kept seeing narwhals. I say narwhal. Do you
Mhm.
know what that is?
Like some kind of water animal, a whale or
Yeah, I
something?
never even knew they existed. I was like, why didn't I know this? But it's like a whale with a unicorn nose,
Mhm.
beak, whatever. And
Yeah.
I kept seeing them and I kept seeing them. And then I have to look this up. What is the
Mhm.
meaning behind this? And it was about being on your spiritual path.
Mm.
And it happened right at the time we were starting to do the podcast.
Mm. Mhm.
Started in December and it went well into January. I had like 5 hits, you know,
Gotcha.
to
Nice. I've
where
been seeing
you would
ladybugs.
think. Yes, the ladybugs. You
Mhm.
would think that, not knowing about a narwhal, how many I saw one in the cloud. Someone started it off by giving me a Christmas card in the studio. And then JJ had this advent calendar from Roadblocks. And every
Mhm.
day you open up this, you get this toy out.
Fun.
One day he gets this toy out and he says to Papa, "What is this?" And Papa says, "That's a dolphin." I'm like, "Let me look." And it was a narwhal. And I said to him, "Oh,
Sure.
buddy, I know you like your toy, but can I keep it?" And he said, "Yeah, I need this narwhal,
That's
right?"
messed
And
up.
this is my message in your game, because I never even heard about them until December. So to me, I knew the message and I kept saying, "This is it. This is it. This is it." I want everybody to tell me their signs and how it helps them progress forward. How does it help them love and accept themselves?
Their signs, like
Yeah,
what kind
whatever
of
signs.
synchronicities they're getting. Are they seeing animals? Are they hearing a certain song? Are
That
they
it tells
reading
you that
certain
you're on the
words?
right path.
Gotcha. Yeah, because when you're on the right path and you're following your heart, usually there are many synchronicities and things like boom, boom, boom. You just roll into like a busy parking lot, and as you roll in, a car moves out and you move right in, like there are just things are happening. Boom.
Yes,
No.
I call that parking karma.
But
Bro, look at me. So,
yeah, this popped into my head. I just want to mention, if right now self-love, self-acceptance, whatever is hard for you and you are in a place where you feel stuck or overwhelmed or a lot of just heavy energy, don't forget to clear your space. Not just like with the small meditation we did, clearing your body. Your environment is important. Go get some sage or some Palo Santos or whatever and clear your space. Open your windows, let the sunlight in. Play some really nice high frequency music in your house. Like wash your pillowcases if you've been crying on them. Get that heavy energy out so you can start feeling better. Because if you're at wherever you spend the most time, you need to make sure that your space is nice and clear too.
that's foundation work.
Yeah.
It's got to
Mhm.
start there. Let's clean out we have to clean it out. Sage yourself,
Yeah,
you know?
save yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, and
Yeah.
those things, I mean, you're probably familiar with them with this audience, but if you're not, you can get sage, Palo Santo. You can get that on Amazon. You can go to some local stores. It's really easy to find. Or
Co-ops.
even just, gosh, what can't I think of it? I have some right in front of me. Other things to burn. I have it in front of me. I need the box. I'm
You
ridiculous.
know, Everybody can also get some witch hazel and put it in a spray bottle and
Yeah.
put some lavender in it or some sage drops in it. And then you can mist yourself, mist your pillow. It's like saging yourself. If you don't like, you have asthma, you can't burn those cool things.
Yeah,
I love
that's
to
a
smoke
great.
those.
Yep.
You can just mist it. You mist it on your clothes and put it
Yeah.
mist it in the dryer, you
Essential
know?
oils too.
That's what I
If
was
that,
saying, the sage
yep.
oil.
Yep. Oh, yep. Sorry, didn't hear you say essential oils. So
You were getting your sticks.
yeah, I was getting my sticks. So um, Nag Champa, but whatever. Clear your
My
space.
favorite.
It makes you feel better.
That's my
And
favorite one.
then is it? Yeah, I like that
Mhm.
one. So another thing that you can do, and we'll talk more about this next week about music and stuff, but we just wanted to give you guys a little homework and share what we do. But another thing to get you kind of moving and motivated and like pumped up for yourself is to find like what is your power song? What is your song that moves you? What is your song that makes you feel like and play that song, first thing in the morning or when you're feeling down or in the car or just whenever you have a chance. And just gets you in, a good mood or whatever. So we have some songs to share. What do you got, Terry?
Well, I think I screw my words up, but I'm walking around the house and I'm saying, "Do you love me?" And then on the other one, but then I say, "Are you with me now?" But when you look at the lyrics, they're different, but only certain pieces, like there's that Rocky song, the fight song. I like that one too.
Mhm.
Whatever. It just,
So you like Do You
you know,
Love Me? It's an oldie song, I think from like the 1960s.
oh,
And then
Motown.
yeah, Motown, yeah.
So
I
Motown.
like a band called Oops, what did you say?
I said, I'm so Motown. Motown. I love
You're
Motown.
so Motown. There's a song I like it's called A Beautiful Chorus is the band. And the song name is The Waves We Give. And
Mm.
anyways, I really like that song. It always makes me feel better. It's not like a pump up jam for me, but I feel like it puts me in harmony with myself.
Mhm.
And I'm sure there's others, but that's the first one that came to mind that I always listen to.
There used to be a Cyndi Lauper song that whenever I got upset, I would go to that one. And for whatever reason, I'm sure Taryn would pop back in and say, "Oh, mom, it's this." But it was one that I always, always went to
It's
when the kids were.
definitely Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
That's it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was kidding, but
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's it. I think she'll validate that.
Mm,
But it was, something that gets you up and moves you. I just like it.
yeah.
So that's one of their homework assignments.
Yeah,
It's a
find your
song.
song or songs that, make you feel good. Or if you
Mhm.
need some help expressing your feelings, you can find one that makes you feel sad and lets you cry if you need help in that. Just think about what do you need right now? Do you need to be pumped up? Do you need to release? What do you want?
Mhm. Mhm.
Find that.
Yeah, and then that sounds cool because I'll put something up on my page and they'll just follow that. So if I keep posting every day, of course, it's going to keep bopping down. Please just look for it and add your song. And I think if we're lucky enough, we will have a good playlist that we can all just put in our phones or whatever. And maybe we can get a whole day of it, right? Like
Yeah.
just your feel good, love me songs, you know?
Yeah, so Terry's gonna put it on her Medium Facebook page to ask
Mhm.
everybody what are your songs that make you feel good or whatever.
Mhm.
And so if you want to participate, just pop onto Terry's page. I always have it listed in the notes or the comment section. You can go right to her Facebook page there and participate, or just leave it in the comments here on this video too, whatever. But if you
Absolutely.
want to
That's great.
participate in the questions that Terry asked, you can pop onto her page and do it there.
There will
So,
be also one that'll ask you two more questions. So I don't know if I should group them together and make them separate, but you were going to talk about oils.
Yeah, next week we're going to talk about oils that are going to support you and self-love and acceptance, stuff like that, and stones.
We're talking about stones. So maybe they could put their song, what is their favorite go-to oil or scent if they don't do oils? Maybe it's roses, maybe it's gardenias. Gardenias automatically bring me to my grandmother. So, but even though she loved roses, gardenia is the one. And then what stone are they drawn to? Some people might be drawn to a stone and have no idea why. And I hope to look at what they're saying and give the meanings I have for those. And that also will teach others that, hey, I might have this, and this, right? Like I do infused moon water, new moon and full moon water. And this is an amethyst in this bottle. So, and then I drink it with whatever that intent, if I'm letting go, I drink it to cleanse. I don't know. I think it all works, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Perfect. So to end the show today, we're going to do just a small meditation, I suppose, where we just sit just to give you a preview of what it is. Close our eyes. We're going to put our hands on our heart and we're going to talk to ourselves. And so I'll say things, feel free to repeat them out loud or in your head. Again, if you're driving or anything, just do it later. But we'll still spend a minute doing that. So, okay, I'll go ahead and get started.
Okay, go ahead and sit comfortably. Close your eyes and put your hands over your heart. We're going to be talking directly to ourselves. Feel free to speak aloud or say these things in your head. Now, talking to yourself, we're starting with, I love you, and I'm so sorry I haven't always known how to love you. I'm sorry for putting you down. I'm sorry for not feeding you right. I'm sorry for being your worst critic. I'm sorry for betraying you. I'm sorry for thinking you're not good enough. I'm sorry for not giving you what you've always needed. I love you. I want to be your best friend. And I'm learning how to do that now. I know you're important, and I'm going to be sharing that with you more and more. I love you. Go ahead and open your eyes and repeat as necessary in the future.
All right, guys, I hope you found that helpful. It's always good to talk to yourself and, let yourself off the hook because we have to. Life is hard.
I was thinking that it was my birthday month. And I always tell Les, my husband, but today's my birthday. And he's like, no, that's not your birthday every day. I have taken the whole month for my birthday, but it has started in January. So now I've reached out to 6 weeks of birthday. So if everybody could think that today's my birthday every day, you could think today's my birthday and you want to make it the most, maybe it'll help you get through some stuff. Right? Hey, it works for me.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, my friend.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
And from my heart to yours, I love you and thank you.